In the beginning, Rotary was a men's club of business leaders coming together with high ideals of service to their communities. And women, the wives of these manly men, were designated as Rotarians to help serve and help the manly men in their Rotarian duties. And so it was in the fall of 1975, a group of manly men with an assist from Eugene Rotary Club deemed it necessary to branch off and form their own club in the Southtowne area of Eugene. In those days, Rotarians were designated by geographic area of either residence or business, as well as being limited to having a single, non-duplicating vocational category, and a couple of those founding members lived outside of the existing map, which meant that the original club district required a bit of gerrymandering. But let's be honest, gerrymandering is what men do when they want a specific outcome that is in the gray area of the rules. Suffice it to say, the scheme worked and the gestation period of Southtowne Rotary began. After several organizational meetings, proposed new officers and bylaws, notification was received that the Rotary Club of Eugene Southtowne was officially admitted to Rotary International on December 22, 1975, becoming the 15th Rotary Club in what was then District 511. Before we continue, it's important to note that most of tonight's presentation will expose the great communications chasm that is delineated by two eras, before smartphones and after smartphones. Before smartphones, a person had to take pictures with a film camera, then dropping off the roll at a film developing business and waiting for days to find out if any of the 24 pictures you took were worth keeping. Nobody really knows what went on behind the scenes of this process, but what is clear is that up until the development of the cell phone, Rotarians did not keep most of the pictures they took. And that goes for Southtowne. So for the early history, we will be forced to rely on two of the first printed directories, as well as the spoken words of some of our early members. And so it is that we find ourselves in the early days of Southtowne. Officers were elected: Dick McClintock, President; Larry Grumman, Vice President; and Bob Stevenson, Secretary. At our adopted meeting place, North's Chuckwagon, during the first meeting on January 8th, 1976, the charter members received their membership cards and Rotary pins. About 150 Rotarians from all across the district, all men, and their Rotarians, attended the charter night dinner on March 12th, 1976. To quote one of our founding members, Charles Baudet,
there was just a whole lot of stuff that happened all at once, and they were still kind of scrambling. When I got there, I was the only one who could draw, so I drew the thing for the flag and the initial newsletter.
The men of Southtowne worked to meet the ideals of Rotary International, fundraising and contributing to a variety of Rotary projects: bicycle safety education pamphlets distributed to grade schools, playground construction at Fairfield Elementary School, fences constructed and windows insulated for senior citizens of Eugene, remodeling of a Springfield motel to accommodate senior housing. In short, manly men doing manly things. But things were about to change. In the words of one of our earliest living club presidents, Bill Slattery,
Rotary before women showed up was very boring, and it was extraordinarily important to have women involved, because they brought a whole new perspective to this, quote, old boys club by allowing open-minded thinking.
So after an almost 10-year battle that reached the Supreme Court, the first women were allowed into Rotary. No more Rotarians. And then we let the women in.
It's about damn time. The stage is ours. With hopes that glitter like the stars. Together we'll rise in joyful throng. Rotary admits women, proving them strong.
Our first woman member was Margaret Nichols, superintendent of 4J Public Schools, followed closely by Gretchen Holt, Joyce Mills, Joyce Spence, and today's longest-standing woman member, Christy McDonald. And according to our former club historian, Bert Topel, the change became obvious as our range of projects and interests grew. We undertook clean water projects in Mexico, Uganda, Kenya, and Rwanda. 2 members drove a truck loaded with supplies to Colima. School projects were completed in Mexico. We supported educational students in Mexico, community kitchens in Bolivia, adopted village projects, and shipped a vehicle to Uganda. Volunteers supported eye clinics in Ecuador, provided school supplies to Africa, supported cleft palate surgery in Chile. Lauren Alexander started the program that continues today that ships medical supplies to third world countries. And thanks to Nancy Hughes and Stove Team International, they developed a safe and efficient stove for cooking food, thereby improving the quality of life for countless people. And during this time, countless exchange programs became part of the Southtowne fabric. International projects were not the only thing that kept Southtowners on the move, as in 1995, our meeting spot at North's Chuckwagon was demolished to make room for a modern video store. How did that turn out? We moved temporarily to the Black Angus, then on a short stint to the Downtown Athletic Club, and finally at the Elks Lodge on West 11. And during this chaotic Moses in the desert-like migration, Southtown elected our first woman president, the ever-energetic and hilariously fun Mary O'Leary.
It's a family. We care about each other. You know, it's so true that we were all friends. We were all together in this boat together. There wasn't a thing I asked for that I wouldn't get 5 volunteers, 10 volunteers. It was just inspirational. It made me so proud of our Rotary Club.
The Rotary Duck Race was huge, with other fundraising programs including everything from the successful Sports Plus program for 4J Sports to volunteering to host bingo nights at the fairgrounds. This was back in the days when large social gatherings included smoking, even in enclosed areas, as remembered by President Jim Martin.
Yeah, you had to drop your clothes in the garage before you went into the house, and you went immediately to a shower. That's how I remember it.
Our Southtown scholarships grew as we became aware of the need for underprivileged students, as noted by our longest-living woman club member and past president, Christy McDonald.
And they were the ones that brought to our attention that there were kids who were not qualifying for scholarships because their grades weren't quite as high, and their grades weren't quite as high because they were homeless. Oh, well, boy, if we're going to raise that kind of money, then we need to be protecting it.
Several fundraisers, particularly the Sports Plus program, began generating enough revenue that formalizing the foundation in 1998 became necessary, as noted by one of our foundation founders and past club presidents, Steve Hutchison.
When the club wanted to start this Sports Plus program, a lot of the people they were going to solicit were merchants who said, you've got to have a IRS-approved charitable foundation for us to donate.
Membership grew to well over 100 members in the early 2000s, and with it more exchange programs, more international support, and the advent of several long-lasting fundraisers, including parking cars across from Autzen Stadium. The Wine and Salmon Festival was born in 2010 with an emphasis on Southtown members' favorite beverage. It is a little-known fact Southtown members have consumed more than 3,500 liters or more of wine in their fundraising events and social gatherings. But I digress. In the mid-2000s, a new Southtown member joined and was about to reshape the focus of our club. This would come to be known as the era of Saint Southtown, Camille Ronzio. Anyone who has worked with Camille understands that she is a force of nature with limitless energy, limitless ideas, and a cell phone that most likely smokes at night due to overuse. Camille and her band of fellow local volunteers have expanded our local food box program, our work with Head Start, emergency support for families in need, and scholarships for adults returning to school or entering the trades. Add to this her work with friendship exchanges and special programs for school children, and the smoking cell phone makes perfect sense. The Wine and Salmon Festival morphed into the Southtown Speakeasy, the last large gala event held by the club. And as these programs grew, Southtown became known as the club that gets things done while having fun.
In a world cluttered with conflict, divisiveness, turmoil, and inaction, wouldn't you like to know that you can actually do something to bring about change? Well, maybe it's time to become a member of Eugene's Southtowne Rotary. We get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary. We get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary.
We get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary. We get things done while having fun.
We get things done while having fun.
Eugene Southtowne Rotary has been dedicated to doing good in the world through local and international projects since our founding in 1975. With more than 100 members of all ages, we currently are the second largest Rotary Club in Eugene and voted the Outstanding Large Club of the Year in our district. Our Rotary motto is service above self, and to honor that commitment, Southtowne Rotary has devoted countless hours and raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to help create new educational opportunities for youth, distribute aid to the disabled and homeless, provide food for the underprivileged, improve outdoor and recreational living environments, and support visual and performing arts. Our service to the community takes place not only with the direct involvement by our club members, but also through our monetary contributions to local scholarships and projects throughout our Southtowne Rotary Foundation. Want to make a change in our local community?
Southtowne Rotary. We get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary, we get things done while we have fun.
Want to make a change around the world?
Southtowne Rotary. We get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary, we get things done while having fun.
And when you join Eugene Southtowne Rotary, you become a part of one of the most active global bodies of like-minded people who work hand in hand to leave a positive impact on the world through global grants, global scholarships, exchange programs, and international fellowship. Be part of the solution, get in the action, and have fun. Southtowne Rotary, your chance to get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary, we get things done while having fun. Southtowne Rotary, we get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary, we get things done while having fun.
And we didn't stop even when the pandemic made it impossible to meet in person for club meetings, emergency programs, food boxes, and yes, even reading to Head Start kids virtually continued.
Buzz, 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 buzz. You never have to ask a bee why she does the things she does.
Under the leadership of Chris Waugh, former president and our current district governor, 2 satellite clubs were born. Our senior members joined the Southtowne Springs Club, while the new service Happy Hour Club was formed to offer Rotary members who were unable to meet during the day a chance to join twice monthly evening meetings. Both clubs contribute greatly to our projects and fundraising activities. Emerging from COVID found our club once again relocating, this time to our current location, the Eugene Mission, our partner in so many of our local food programs. Fundraising morphed into online raffles and volunteering at Matthew Knight Arena, as well as the revival of the Cinco de Mayo Scholarship Dinner. Today, Southtowne continues to be a club known for getting things done while having fun.
We get things done while having fun.
We get things done while having fun.
Southtowne Rotary, we get things done while having fun.
Before closing, let's take a look at the long list of Southtowne Rotary past presidents. The gavel pass signifies the passing of responsibility to the men and women who dedicate incredibly busy years of additional weekly service to make our club stronger while attending the changes we face in our community. Thank you to everyone who has served. As we look forward to the future, while looking back to the roots of our club's history, it is evident that friendship, family, and a sense of purpose and service remain the pillars of our club's existence. Here's to getting things done while having fun. Here's to the legacy and future of Southtowne Rotary.